I'm always excited to find out new and interesting ways on how I can add value to the lives of others while simultaneously adding value to myself. And I think working through this idea of strengths and focusing on via strengths is one way that I can experiment with new things that are going to increase the value of other people's lives and their learning, which will in turn make me very happy as well.
After the first time Dr. Waters came here to Ridley, I started using her vocabulary. I think I've always had a lot of the positive in my teaching. I always see students' strengths. So that side, I think, wasn't new for me personally, but to have a vocabulary that the whole school was sharing was fantastic. So we could then have conversations that were continuous between different subjects, between different areas in the school. So students were hearing the same thing from all of us.
The changes I saw in myself and my small group around me and in the larger community of Ridley after the first session was a lot of collaborating among staff, specifically talking about all of the items and pieces we went over in the first session, which to a lot of us was a new way of thinking.
It's a lot to all take in and fit into your practice, but it's a challenge that I think the school is admirable in taking on, and we want to make sure that everyone's using a consistent language and make sure that everyone is speaking to the same light.
The second session has gone well. It's been nice to see how colleagues are incorporating well-being into the classroom and to see that many people have taken steps to make small changes to their curriculum and to their courses and lessons with sort of significant results on the other end.
So I really enjoyed Lee's second visit. Starting with the Living Library was great because we really got to see what everyone was already doing for visible well-being. And it was surprising to me to see how much we've already been incorporating it into the school. Her second visit was also super motivating for me personally to come up with my own visible well-being goals and finding out kind of how I can incorporate visible well-being into Ridley through my own role.
I think today's session is kind of is like a recharge, you know, having been away from it for a while formally in terms of workshops. It's kind of a shot of adrenaline that's kind of given me the motivation that I need to get into the second half of the year, where I can continue looking and working on different strategies.
We're starting to look at another one of the pathways, which is our ability to attend to or be conscious of our attention. And that's very exciting. That's something new for me to think about.
I felt that these professional development sessions have been very good from a personal perspective, just getting me to kind of right-size things, think about what I'm doing in my practice, but living in the moment and appreciating that moment.
I'm really looking forward to, as we move forward from this, where this takes us next.
I'm excited to see the community come together, working towards a common goal, and excited to see what the results are towards the end of this year as well as years going forward.
I'm most looking forward to seeing how I can integrate this in a natural way in both my life and my classroom.
I want to bring in the terminology into my success criteria. I want to reshape some of my projects to make sure that I am focusing on specifically developing those skills rather than kind of speaking around them. I want to make sure that my students are being set up to be the most successful they possibly can be.